Best fucking episode ever.
I'm fucking ready to go. I'm ready to go. What are we talking about? Let's just talk about whatever.
Isn't that what we do every episode?
It's true. It's true.
What was the last episode we came in here and we're like
Like a
we're going to
solid
talk
plan.
about this?
I don't even know. I don't even know. Never. Ever. Who gave us microphones?
America.
Right, they did. God bless them.
That's usually what I respond back with to the dipshits. Like, thank God we're in America and we have free speech.
Could you imagine being like in a fucking cave somewhere, or like, you know, not even a cave, but like, you know what I mean? Some other weird fucking place.
I love it, dude. I'm like, man, usually I respond, thank God we live in the U.S. and we can do whatever we want and we have freedom.
Yeah.
And then also, like, thank God I struck your nerve.
Yeah.
That's usually what I say.
Yeah.
Thank God that I struck your nerve.
Yeah.
And I hope that you could do better in life. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah, like the last couple of videos of like the Christmas shit we recorded, how many butt hurt people.
Mm-hmm.
Like we weren't even saying shit that was that crazy.
Well,
It was literally, we were in the mid.
Yeah, we were right there in the middle.
And I'm like trying to write this shit out.
And
Actually, this one dude, I said, man, next time I guess we'll bring the crowns on the podcast.
I guess.
And write it out for you. 'Cause
Like, people
you ain't getting it, bro.
They were getting butt hurt that we were going, if somebody said Happy Hanukkah to us, we would be like, Happy Hanukkah back. And they're like, you fucking snowflakes.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, what?
They were saying, like,
Like,
they were
what?
literally like,
I'm shocked by
oh,
this.
fuck.
Yeah.
Dude, it was fucked up. I was
And it-
like,
and so
well, how
lit-
did you, I was like, how the fuck did you get that out of that
Didn't
clip?
it?
That was my question to all of them. Like, how did you interpret
Yeah.
that response out of that clip? Did you not watch it all the way through?
don't think
Because
they did.
clearly you didn't.
It was over their head.
Do you want me to get a crown out and write it out for you? Because clearly you have fucking...
I think people watch videos
idiocy.
Like, so I think there's two ways most people watch videos. Is they watch it for confirmation bias. So you go into the video for your bias to be confirmed. You want somebody to confirm what you already think. And then you go into that video knowing you're already going to be offended or pissed off. It doesn't matter what that video says. You just know, I am going to go into this video and be pissed off no matter what it says, even if I agree with it.
Yeah, and it's a seconds thing, okay? So people watch a reel, okay?
Yeah.
And they make a decision on how they feel about the reel and how many seconds you think. How many seconds do you think?
Probably 2.
2 seconds.
Yeah.
1.5 seconds.
That's crazy.
Okay, so they don't even listen to the rest of the reel.
It's nuts.
They take the first 2 to 3 seconds, okay?
Yeah.
And they make a decision on how they feel about it, whether they're going to flip it
Yeah.
to the next one, okay?
Yeah.
Or if they're going to intrigue themselves and make a comment.
It's crazy.
It's very rare that somebody watches a clip all the way through.
That's fair.
So I got a notification from Facebook that said our 15 seconds or less videos do the best. 15 seconds or less.
That's all people got time for, man.
Yep.
Well, when you go to a percentage of watched, you know, like the
Yeah.
percentage of the videos watched,
Yeah.
it's going to be naturally be higher. The question is, like, what does it lead to? And I think that when we get into deeper analytics, does it turn into followers? Is it just that people react more to it? And it's totally fine, but I think you almost have to
Both,
kind of
yeah,
scratch
for sure.
a couple different itches with it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you got the short stuff for the ADD folks, which,
Yeah.
I mean, hey, listen,
I'm
everyone in this
all
room
for
is
it.
probably,
Yeah, let's do
everyone in
it.
this room is probably.
I do them all. Like it depends. Like I don't know how you guys are, but there's sometimes I sit down and if I start scrolling, I don't know what I'm looking for in something. I'll start getting into a rhythm of kind of what I want to watch. There's other times where it's like I want some deep meaning shit, so I'll watch a minute or two length videos.
Yeah.
And there's other times where I just want dumb shit, like clips that I send you guys and go, this is us, you know, just 30-second dumb shit clips, and that's all
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It just depends. But you know what also is hurting us, and I read the comments all the time, is we can't have an opinion because we're 3 white guys in a basement.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because we're privileged and we're white and we're men. Like, so God forbid we say anything.
Yeah.
You
I
know
think
what I
that's
mean?
where we get most of our hate.
Yeah. God forbid. You get some purple-headed liberal like yelling at you.
You know, it's a different world out there. I think about and I see different things. I see people teaching their kids different things, and I'm like, is that really going to benefit them?
Right.
You know, I saw somebody teaching their kid not to obsess about money. Okay, the other day, and I kind of raised my flag and was like, isn't that why we're here?
Right.
You know, and I was just like, isn't that why we're here?
There's going to be a balance for sure.
You know, and do you want to go the other way with it? Like, what's that going to do for your kid later on down the road? You know, like, are they just going to be poor, living in the trees? Or, you know, like, what are you forcing on your kid? Why don't you just let your kid make the decision, teach them what's right and wrong?
I think it's that they missed the point. It's like you need to teach your kid to respect money. Whether you want money to be your value stick, right? Like money's what I put my value statements out there, right? And it would define me. Whether you want money on there or not, you need to respect it. Like, you have to respect it. And that they're missing the point.
100%.
Yeah.
100% missing the point.
Muted. I had myself muted. I did the right thing, so I wouldn't make a bunch of noise. I had my guitar going, you know.
I didn't even know you had a guitar.
That's fucking crazy.
Small, only a couple
You
strings.
got a
but-
little mini banjo you gonna break out.
Has this been a thing or is this new?
Yeah.
It's been an old time, boys. Actually, I got 4 strings.
It's your fucking thing. It's not even a guitar.
You actually thought it was a guitar?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm simple.
Well, the whole money point, the only thing I was going to say on it is just to, like, listen, it's the unfortunate reality we all live in.
Sure.
I think we'd all like to tell our kids, like, hey, go do the thing that you find the most enjoyment out of. But, like, if the most enjoyment you have is painting, like, listen, you're probably going to have a game plan to make money to support yourself while you're painting. Fine, you want to do that.
Or have low expectations on your
Or
quality
you're
of life.
going to be poor, or you've got a sugar person, you know, daddy, mama, whatever. Like, somebody supporting you is my point. But, like, you're going to have to, like, you got to think about money.
You should go into sugar
you gotta
daddy
think
real
about
quick. It took you 2 seconds to get there.
I'm just saying.
It's true though. Like
Yeah.
I feel
It's
like
unfortunate.
with kids, like you gotta have like my kids, like they want want to work for it.
Yeah.
I guess I don't even know if I taught them that, but like it's just like natural. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
You can't afford something. You don't
do
buy
it,
it, right?
yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you want something, you work for it. And I just feel like the old lemonade stand method is just about as good as it
It
gets.
is.
Right? So
Yeah.
I don't know. I got a
lesson.
little bit of something way far out that I just could not wrap my mind around. So I gave a kid some money, okay? And the parents
Where's this going?
Got arrested.
took it from him, and I was like, why? You know, I was like, why did you take it from him? And they were like, well, we don't want him to obsess about money. And I said, what? I was like, dude, it opened my mind to the absurdity of how parenting is now. Okay, I don't disagree with their thing because I don't know why they're doing it, but their response was they didn't want him obsessing about money. And I said, and my response was instantly, isn't that why we're here? You know, like, isn't that why we survive and live, is to have money?
Well, it's not even just money, but it's
grow
what
and-
money provides, right? Is what you're
Yeah,
saying. It's not even
100%.
whether it's money or whether it's Bitcoin or whether it's gold. It's what that provides you. It provides you an avenue to some sort of freedom, right? And that's what I teach my kids. Like, my value isn't money. Like I was speaking on. Like, I don't value like how much money I make defines me as a man or as a person. But I have a healthy respect for money. So that's what I teach my kids is like, hey, and it's conversations, and really not a lot of people have with me, which is like, hey, when you get out of high school or even while you're in high school, is every decision you make, if you want freedom in life, you need to have this healthy respect for money. Don't come out of high school and say, oh, I'm going to take $100,000 out in student loans, or I'm going to take this credit card or that credit card. To value that shit, because that shit's going to limit you in your decision making, because then you're going to be a slave to paying off that debt, right? So I think that is probably what that person is going to be missing when they're teaching their kid. Is like, oh, we're removing this money. It's like, I get what you're saying. Like, life is deeper than money, but what does that money provide, and how do you respect it?
Well, it doesn't really matter what you even think about money. The rest of the world perceives money as I don't want to say the be-all, end-all, but it's pretty close to that. I mean, if you don't have money, good luck. Yeah. It's tough. None of us are rich. We don't. None of us, came from, I would say, dirt poor backgrounds. So we also weren't on that end of the spectrum. Yeah. But we also understood, I think, from an early age that you don't really have any choice, man. You're going to have to work.
Yeah.
You're going to have to do something to provide income. You don't have a silver spoon in your mouth. I mean, I don't have time to go and like protest or do any of that other stuff because I got to make money.
You don't have any time for that?
No. Somebody does.
There's a lot of people that do.
I know.
Can we talk about this shit, though? It's like,
because the people that whine for money is exactly where I was at with it.
That's what I was going to go with.
You think he's just going to fight for making money, or is he just gonna like where does this kid end up?
Yeah,
where does this kid end up?
These people are nuts nowadays, and that's the other end of the spectrum. Is like, I went on my little great speech about responsibility and blah blah blah, but these people are like, oh, we don't believe in money. Everybody's equal, and like, what the fuck are you even saying?
Was that an accent?
Yeah, I was trying to be. But it's like, what are you even saying? Like, what are you even saying?
That's dumb.
Did you guys not like it? Did you not like my accent? That's my like woke liberal accent.
Dude, I just can't get. I couldn't get my mind past it. I was like, dude, this kid should be driving for money.
No.
Like, he should be doing whatever it takes to say, hey, Uncle Danny, let me get a 20. You know what I mean?
They probably don't want you to say he's a he. They probably want you to classify him as a they.
Exactly what it is.
Ah, boy. I mean, it's tough. It's tough.
It's a bummer, man.
It is a bummer.
I look at the future of this country.
That's terrible.
And I'm like,
no, it'll be all right.
What are we doing?
We're okay.
I don't think
it's already over.
These are normal people.
I had this conversation
Mike,
in the car.
These are normal people putting these efforts in.
I had this conversation in the car, and I won't go into everything, but the war's over and we've lost. We just don't know it yet. No. I firmly believe
I don't think that's true.
We've lost at all. We've lost.
We're on an upward trend.
No, it's over.
I think the thing that you have to remember is that you can't, obviously paint with broad strokes. So it's, the broad brush. I'm not saying everyone's in that category, but generationally speaking, there has been a trend where it's like every few generations you have like just a generation where it's like, ugh, like just things didn't line up.
Oh,
right.
yeah. Everything comes back around.
And I'm not blaming 100%. Them because things happen, but like, the generation, like the flappers and everything in the 20s and all the crap that they went through. Listen, you're not that far away from that generation, and then you've got the greatest generation who fought in World War II.
Right.
And all the crap that those people did.
Yeah.
And then you get the baby boomers, which have, in my opinion, have screwed up a lot right now.
Yeah, they did. It's terrible.
But I also look at it like the Gen Xers are going to be a much more level-headed because I think that they kind of had to be because their parents were just insane. So I think that you're looking at a situation where it's like the millennials, we have en masse, we have not done a great job.
No, but
we just haven't. We've done a bad job parenting, and now we're having to reap that.
I think we've done a. I think we've done.
Have done okay, and I think a lot of people in our orbit have done okay. But what I'm saying is that like
orbit
en masse in our orbit,
like the Earth's orbit.
Well, I know you don't believe in that, but it's a concept. Okay. It's a concept.
You triggered me a little bit there. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I do.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Well, I know you guys don't believe in orbit because you don't believe in
space.
Who
said we don't believe in orbit? Who said we don't believe in orbit? Don't even come at us right now.
I could fly up there and orbit around for a little bit.
So Blue Origin guy with his boner fucking pill flying out in space.
What?
It's like Jeff Bezos. They can get up there. in orbit.
Well, no, you can't though. You can't just go up there in orbit.
No.
Well, no, you got to break through the ceiling.
Yeah, you gotta
You
get
get
through
permission.
that.
They open that up, and it's just the
Yeah.
void after that. There's nothing up there, but this real light
Then you
bulb and
just
stuff
float
there.
around.
Y'all really
Once
like
you get through that barrier, Dustin, you just
float.
You're a satellite,
Just fucking
and you just
float.
stay there and
Yeah.
you just float around.
just float
the Earth.
around. The Earth's spinning at yeah. The Earth's going 17,000 miles an hour while
It's
also
true.
moving this way 60,000 miles an hour.
Hey.
And then you got a satellite just floating around it.
Not moving, just staying right there,
Yeah,
bro.
fuck
Just like
off.
boop. Mike said, "Look at you." Boop. I mean, how crazy is that? Once you
So
break the barrier,
outside of like
you're just there.
outside of what you've been taught or we've all been taught.
It gets deeper, Mikey.
Yeah.
I know.
You
Outside
just
of what
stay
we've
right there.
all been taught, does any of that make sense? Does any of this shit make sense? Like in your human brain, does it just make sense to you? Like I'm not saying what you believe. I know you believe in science. I know you believe in the things, but like take science out of it for a second.
Sure.
Go, does this actually make sense?
This what makes sense.
All
Not
of
to
that,
us.
like all of that shit, like
Like space?
the Earth's spinning. And you got the satellite there, and the Earth's also moving hundreds of thousands of miles an hour, and then we're all just fucking chilling here in this ever-expanding fucking universe. It doesn't make any sense. Like, it doesn't.
But we can't shoot a rocket out of it.
But we can't shoot around. Like, we just can't do it. Like, none of it makes sense.
Sorry, Mikey.
I'm not-
Honestly, the satellite thing.
I'm
is
not
a
asking
little
you for...
questionable.
Yeah, now that you...
You're like, boop.
Yeah. Boop. There goes the SpaceX satellite. Like, fuck off.
Well, you know, they have these things that satellite radio is a good
Does
example.
a satellite have like an engine or it like moves around? and
No,
stuff?
it's up there and
Well,
it's just spinning with the fucking
Some
shit.
some do have.
It's not spinning. It's sitting still. I guess. I don't know.
Well, you do
Somebody
realize
tell
it
me.
gets like
And they get
they
hit by
do have
space
some.
junk too.
Like you ever heard of like if you've talked about like a defunct satellite, how it gets
Yeah,
like,
it gets
will collapse?
sucked out.
Well, no, it doesn't get
Well,
sucked
isn't
out. It
that
gets
like-
brought in, and
Well,
it'll
isn't
hit.
there one that like got sucked out to like towards Mars or something? Like the
Probably.
very first thing
That-
is just
that
now
had to
making
make
it to
sense.
Mars.
That's had to have
No.
happened.
Yeah, no, I
think
think
so.
this is a thing.
I think the law of probability.
I feel like
something's been
one of
sucked
those one of those satellites we
out.
launched.
I don't know.
You suck enough, something's gonna.
One of those. Maybe I'm thinking lunar. I don't know.
Sorry,
This is a very true statement, Mike.
sorry.
But hey, you know what? To your point, like to normal people, like
Sure.
when you think about how we watch all this stuff about how people are trying to go to the moon,
Yeah.
and we lost the
Go back to the moon.
technology, and you can't break through this barrier, whatever.
Sure.
But we could just boop a satellite up there, and it just bang.
goes.
Well, you know,
Boom.
the way they describe
deal.
It just stays there.
It's good.
Well, then
Place
just they do have to do corrective measures. Like satellites, you talked about if they have any kind of propulsion to them. They do have some propulsion to them. It's not much. You don't need much in space. I mean, honestly, like you can, you know, the flick of a finger can move a heavy rock. Just depending, because there's no gravity. I mean, it's not so much there's no gravity, but there's like you're not dealing with air or anything like that. But if you know, they do have to correct it. It isn't like they just go up there and done, and then nothing else happens. I mean,
So they
have
do have.
So there's
Some
some guy
kind
down
of-
here like pressing, but like, oh, we got to move satellite
monitor.
B up a notch.
I don't know how
or
much they
whatever.
do. Again, I am not a rocket scientist.
None of us are.
I am not in
I
charge
think
of satellites. I'm
to
just
the
telling
point-
you the little limited knowledge
To
I
the
have.
point of what he said, like, no, we don't have any kind of knowledge of that,
No.
which is why we're going to turn this conversation because we really don't. And it's hard at our level of life.
Yeah.
It's hard for us to look at stuff like that.
Sure.
Like, it really is. Because,
Sure.
dude, you're right. They just poop a satellite up there and it just.
It just fucking sticks.
Dude, there's satellites that have been
just
in
poop.
space since we landed on the
Yeah.
moon in 1960.
yeah, they're just up there, just fucking going,
Dude, I don't know, man.
fucking rolling, bro.
I'm
You-
not a
you-
scientist. I'm not none of that. I don't know, man. It's crazy to think about
They do
because
have-
it's nothing we're living in. Like,
No,
it's hard to wrap your mind around.
yeah,
It really is. Which is why it's cool to question it.
yeah. That's why I question.
Just question.
it's okay to question it.
Yeah.
I don't
But-
question this. Like, I obviously understand satellites are up there. They're doing their thing. We get
You
satellite
do.
radio.
You do believe in satellites.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. I'm trying to understand where the line is, boys. Constantly.
It's just when you start talking to me about like this ever expanding vacuum out there, and that we're going hundreds of thousands of miles together or whatever, and we're moving around things and like not. And,
It's wild, isn't it?
yeah,
Like
and,
it's
then-
like a
and
big
this
old
universe is
spiral.
supposedly just continues to grow, and like what? And like we just saw I just saw a post and it was like, we just saw this star explode 14 billion light years away. It was like, how?
And we'll never ever see
How
that.
the fuck did you see that? Like, one, if it did happen, it happened 2 million years ago, and you just now saw
Right.
the fucking thing.
Well, no,
But
it would
you-
have happened 14 billion years ago.
Whatever.
It's light years.
And you just. And you just saw it, but you didn't see it, and the picture you showed me is fake because it's created by a computer. Like,
Yes.
Science is hard.
it's not
Science is
hard.
hard.
I think they're making shit up.
Well, I think a lot of the
I mean, that's
calculations they make are estimates, right? When you
It's-
look at
yeah.
stuff like crazy stuff like that, it's all, well, we estimated it was 100 million.
It's
years
all a
old,
theory.
right?
That's all a theory.
well. They go.
but they go by what we have,
Right.
science wise.
Here.
It's
We
a
have
very
here.
educated theory, is what
Yes.
I would say.
And it really
it
is.
would be considered mostly proven science as much as you can because they do measure things like the Doppler effect and redshift.
We don't
light.
even know
There's
what the
just-
fuck is at the bottom of the ocean, but you're going to tell me what happened 14 billion light
Oh,
years
I
away?
think we know what's at the bottom of the ocean. I don't think we're talking about
We're
what's
not
at the bottom
being
of the ocean.
told what's up the bottom of the ocean,
There's a
but-
difference.
Either way.
There's a
Isn't it
difference.
cool though?
Tomato,
Like
tomato.
that we have like this space, right?
It's fair.
We have space up here,
Yep.
and you're right. We have a whole nother space down here,
Yeah.
and we really everybody just questions it all.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like
You should be questioning. Then that's
100%.
Yeah.
Like, because we can't go down
We can't.
many feet.
No, you can only go so far.
without crunching like a can. So,
fair. Yeah, we've seen that.
like, what? It's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me it's not the same thing
People who
as
raced.
going up in space.
Yeah.
You know, it's you can't navigate it.
Yeah. It's
Crazy.
nuts. It's wild.
So it's a wild world. That's why we're just sitting here on a podcast
Saying shit.
talking about dumb shit because we get to question it
Yeah.
because there's really no
'Cause I'm not
facts
doing any of that.
other than science. You know,
But
And
science
I-
isn't
and-
even facts. The science changes like every other day. They're like, yeah, we used to believe
It
that.
is.
But
It is
now-
supposed to change.
it is supposed to
That's-
change, which is crazy because imagine what the science is legitimately on another planet. You know, you talk about going on like Jupiter, you go through these storm clouds and you land. Like, we don't really know what
we don't.
habitats on Jupiter because we don't know what can survive on that
Yeah.
planet.
Well, we have sent probes to Jupiter.
We have.
Maybe.
But also, like, we don't know what lives underground or, you know, like, there could be other things out there that could survive off a different element
right.
to breathe, right? So it's different. It could be different, whole different science.
It could be like that.
You know?
The science and the math that we do here may not extrapolate
Yeah.
over there.
Might not.
Not at all. You know
We
what I
don't
mean?
know that answer.
We don't know.
The
never
best
been there.
scientists in the world
Don't know.
cannot answer that
They
question.
can't. They'll
Because
give you
we're
their,
not there.
They'll give you their theory, but
Yeah.
that theory
it's
may
a good
not
theory.
be
It's
true.
a theory based off our science, oxygen, all that shit.
There's a lot of observation. I mean,
Yeah.
it's okay. You can do calculations. You can see how things orbit. You can see the impact of large planets on
Yeah.
their moons or passing comets.
100%.
Or there's ways you can test these things, and you can observe. Okay, this is gonna hit. This is heading for a collision with Jupiter. Okay, based on our calculations, it
Yeah.
should hit this day
Yes.
in this spot. Hey, look, it did. Okay,
Bang.
well that's some kind of evidence that my theory
good.
is pretty
It's
solid.
good. It's good science.
So
it really is.
I think there's a ton of unknown,
And then you extrapolate that to 14
I think that's what's
billion
cool
light
about
years
it.
away.
Is there so much unknown? Like we're not going to be able to set our feet on Neptune and say,
Well, that
"Hey,
would-
this is what you need to survive,"
That'd be a problem.
because we can't survive.
Is
it.
Neptune
Doesn't
really
mean
cold or
there's
really
not
hot?
like
Which one's Neptune?
Neptune's a gas planet, so one you
Okay,
can't
yeah,
really
yeah.
set
You can't,
your feet
you can't
on it.
set on
so it's
it. Okay.
gas.
It's got
to us,
1,000-mile
right?
per hour winds.
Right,
too,
but
so-
to another
But-
life form, maybe that's
Right.
like fucking luxury.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I
Maybe
don't
they're
know,
sitting
you
at the
know?
beach on Neptune.
Yeah.
I believe that's where we don't know.
Yeah.
You know, because really we can't see it.
Yeah.
You know, other than a telescope. But what if they live underground or something? I don't know. I feel like science is different on different planets. It's got to be.
Yeah. See, I believe that
It's,
this
it's
is it.
only to
But
the
there's-
form of
I
life.
believe this
though.
is it.
Only to the form of life.
I don't believe in like the multiple galaxy shit they talk about because one, they've never been there. They just see like things like that's a fucking galaxy. You know what I mean? Like, they don't fucking know. Like, how do you know that's a
that
galaxy?
swirly thing.
Like, look at that swirly thing. That's a galaxy. There's like 8 planets in there. Like what? Like, how do you know that? You don't know that for one. Like, you don't.
That's great.
Like,
That's the greatest thing about living life.
yeah.
Is that we get to question it all. Like,
Yeah.
how do you know that
Yeah.
with science and telescopes? Like, how do you really know what's inside that?
They
I also
don't.
think you have to have enough of an open mind to also recognize there's going to be things that's hard for you to grasp.
Sure.
Why they
yeah.
understand.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
And then you build some trust, a reasonable level of trust.
I
which
feel like I
is
have
debatable.
a good amount of trust, like with what we've learned.
It's on a sliding
I've
scale.
lost my trust.
everything.
You took 2 blue. Was it blue pills?
Red.
Two red
Two
pills?
red.
Yeah.
I
you
think
did-
that
you
at
did
the end of the
red.
day, I trust what they're giving me, but I still what they're giving me is questionable. Like I'm just like,
You should.
I get it because that's all we know.
When I
right?
learned, and this is way off the deep end, but like when I learned that Dr. Fauci was killing more people with AIDS treatments than actual AIDS killed, I question everything.
You just
Holy
you
shit.
just wrecked the bus,
Dude.
Bubby. Just
Straight from the moon into Fauci.
Well, connect it though. Like if we can't trust,
Wow.
if we
You know
can't,
what, though? It's
if we
very
can't
true.
trust the science that is treating us, and we're being lied to
100%.
here, how the hell can I trust you that there's 8 planets in this galaxy next to me?
No,
You
I
know what
get
I
it.
mean?
100%
Like how?
get it.
again.
I'd like to see the clip before we said we get it.
Yeah,
I'm loving that clip.
yeah.
Dr. Fauci.
And
Which
it-
is he's getting is he even still around? Did they ship him off to an island or something?
Probably been hiding right now.
My God.
He's doing this, boys. Counting that money.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is.
Counting the money.
These sons of bitches.
You always got to follow the money. That's the thing I will say. If you want to know if you're being lied to, usually,
Yeah.
caveat to that. I mean, it's money or power. You know, at the end of the day, it's how they control you, right?
Yeah.
To me, the things that you're going to be lied to about more is going to be less like outer space, planets around
Sure.
other. Like,
Get your point.
I mean, they
what's the
maybe
point?
maybe
You
they're
know?
lying. I don't. Again, we're not
Yeah.
astrophysicists. It's
Sure.
tough for us to know.
Yeah.
But I tend to believe them because I look at it like, what is the incentive? I mean, I guess you could say that they're like just cooking the books to make money and get grants. Sure, maybe that's it. There's a lot of people in on it, and it wouldn't be the first time something's happened.
Yeah.
But I just, to me, that stuff rings more true than half the crap that we
Yeah.
see with like the medical industry
it's a
and the
big deal.
pharmaceuticals.
Oh, for
Like,
sure.
big
you
deal.
should question
I
it
agree
because
with
of
you.
there's financial incentive to lie.
Like
I
100%.
I agree with you 100%.
100%.
And control around COVID, like there was clearly,
You can't say that word.
I know there was control around
Can't
that
say
virus.
Can't say
we all-
COVID.
There was control around the virus that happened a few years ago that everybody knows about, but we can't talk
The
about it
virus
because-
loosely related to Corona beer.
Yeah. Cervezas. But,
Anyway.
you know, the point with it is that, like, you know, there was clearly a point to having the pandemic and being able to control people. Look at all the power that they have.
Nah, for sure.
There's a lot of people, like every one of us included, we're just like, well, I guess we're locked down now.
Yeah, we got to stay 6
Did
feet away.
any of us
We have
protest
to-
that? Did any of us say,
No.
no, we can't do that?
No, we
That's-
didn't.
that
We fell right in
sticks.
line.
And that sticks, okay?
They know.
When you watch The View the other day,
The View?
they were talking about this third booster or whatever
God.
that they came out with recently, I guess.
Yeah.
I didn't even know this was
I
a
know
thing, but
Why is it a thing? I thought we were
I
past
don't know.
it. It's
But
just
we're
like
not
the
past
flu.
it, but they were like applauding themselves for taking this booster. Yeah, and I was like, to each their own, you know?
Yeah.
If
Sure.
that make and
Sure.
she even says like it made me feel safer. And I said, okay. What the hell?
Yeah.
Like,
like, safer from
Did you safer from what? Like, did you do any research on it? I think the point of it is that these people latch onto this stuff
Yep.
and they just don't let anybody steer them into any kind of education on it. Okay.
Yeah.
So I personally don't have any education on this third booster or COVID,
Third
but
booster.
they were literally
57
like,
shot.
she sounded so nonchalant and uneducated when she said this. I don't even, like, I just watched it and I was like, what the hell did you do to yourself?
Yeah,
you know,
it's
like
nuts.
you just took it because they told you
That-
to.
well, and that's a red.
There's a
Yeah.
financial.
That's a red
they
pill
they
effect.
brainwashed these people.
That's a red pill effect.
No, I don't- you don't know if
not,
they
not,
even believe
not,
it.
Not her, but like us watching
Yeah,
that and
It's
you,
all money.
you
That's-
being able to see that, that's a red pill effect because you're seeing that going, holy shit, this is an advertisement or this is some sort of crazy I don't know what it is, right? But you're like, this doesn't add up. And you finally see it where a lot of people aren't there yet. They watch that and go,
I'm gonna go get this.
I'm
third
gonna go
booster.
get this third booster
Yeah,
because
the whole episode started out with Whoopi Goldberg being not on the episode because she had COVID.
yeah.
I was like, what?
I mean, you look at it and it's
Yeah.
there's
What did we do when the flu came out? Did we act like this?
I mean, we did in 1919, the Spanish.
Well, that was the
influenza.
Spanish flu because it was extremely deadly. I don't know.
It was worse than COVID. There's no doubt about that. But my thing here is that, like, it's a very uncertain world, and some people respond to the uncertainty like you guys have, or like I have to an extent where it's like, it doesn't scare me. It just makes me question things.
Sure.
more.
Yeah.
Sure.
And there's some people who they cannot handle that. They can't. It cannot. The uncertainty
Yeah.
is too.
They wanna protect
discomfort. They
themselves.
don't like it. They've got to lean into the certainty in the areas of comfort because it just gives an answer to where they don't have to worry
Right.
about it.
Well,
some people
yeah.
want to question, and some
Yeah.
people don't. It doesn't mean
Totally. You know what?
doesn't mean they're
I
stupid.
totally respect the fact that they want to protect themselves.
And people want to live. And
You know
I
what
don't
I
even
mean?
know if it's that. People want to live in this world that is a straight line. Like what I'm being fed and what I'm being told is true. No matter if that's this car is going to run for 100,000 miles or this COVID shot's going to save you, whatever it is, they want to live in this world that is this, right? Like, oh, yep, makes sense. But when you like, if you start to question it, they're like, oh shit, like no, can't do it.
Yeah, you can't get outside.
But like,
the
you know,
lines.
I can't get outside. Like, whereas we're looking at it going, oh, this line goes down here, then it goes up. Like, it is not a straight line. We're getting lied to. This doesn't make sense. Why is it here?
Yeah.
People don't want that. People, they don't. They want comfort. They want stability. They want to believe that their government is out to help them. They want to believe that their
Yep.
doctor is actually knowledgeable about things when actually your doctor doesn't know most shit. And if you ask them a question, they're going to go Google it. 90%, they're gonna. And they're going to read some study that the FDA or whomever tells them, you know, whoever governs doctors, like, hey, this is what you should tell them. They don't fucking know anything outside. You know, they weren't, you know what I mean? Like they're a doctor. They know things about certain things, but there's going to be things that you're going to ask them and they're just going to go Google it. Just like you're going to go fucking Google it. And they're going to tell you the baseline shit. People don't want to know. They just want to live right here. Right? This comfort level.
Yeah, it's.
It's a safe zone.
Yeah.
I think for me, it's a sign of intelligence to question things, right? And
Yeah.
it doesn't necessarily mean that people who don't question things are stupid or anything
No.
like that. But I think that generally being inquisitive is going to lead to you being a smarter person because you just look at things and you're like, I want to know how this works because it makes no sense to me. So I'm
Yeah.
going to look into it.
I
But
think
some people don't want to do that. They
problem
just
is
just
the
don't live
people
their life
that
way.
stop at putting effort into it. Okay, and I think the majority of the world doesn't have. They don't want to put effort in it. Nothing. Right. So
It's true.
if something is questioning their life, right, they take the information that's given them, even if they doubt it a little bit, they're gonna put a little effort into trying to research it or whatnot. At the end of the day, they're going to fall back on what's given to them. Okay, and that is a control thing. Okay, that we live in,
Yeah.
which is kind of wild if you think about
It
it.
is wild.
But really, just put a little more effort in it. Like
Yeah.
that's why they know they have us. Like whoever controls every sector of the world knows that they can do that.
Yeah.
And with a push of a button.
They got us.
probably sit in a little room and go, watch what I can do today.
Right.
You know, like
And-
it's just,
yeah.
it's kind of, it's so wild
And that's
to
why,
think
like,
about.
with
Like,
CV19 or whatever you want to call it, that doesn't get us banned. like a lot of conspiracy theorists pop up. Is like, was it a control thing? Like, let's see what we can get these mice to do, right? Like, can we get them to give up their free will and give them their freedoms, which we did really quickly.
Maybe.
Really quickly with CV-19. I will not go to the grocery store. I'll stand 6 feet away. I'll wear a mask. I'll do this. When none of that, if you look at the science now, none of that helped. None of it was anything. It was just control tactics. It's what it was.
And you know what? They squeezed the lemon out of it. I just read the other day, I sent you guys this, that they're now saying that a flu outbreak is controlling COVID from having a mass outbreak again.
Yeah.
And like that, this is the kind of things, like if you have any kind of intelligence and you see this kind of thing, you're like, what?
Makes no sense.
Like, what are we doing at this point? Like, how much can you squeeze the lemon? You have your boosters and this and that. I would like to think that everybody is immune to it at this point.
At some level,
Okay?
natural.
At some level, natural
vaccine,
immunity,
whatever.
just like the flu or anything that a cold or whatever. At this point, like, how do you squeeze that lemon
100%.
to where you try to take that fact of the flu's coming back stronger, so it's masking COVID and it's holding it back? Like, at what point do you have the flu and you get into contact with somebody that has COVID and it's just like,
Right.
like just
Well,
what's the science behind that?
None.
Like what your immune system's shut down at that point. So like, if somebody has COVID, like what the hell is reducing your risk of getting COVID on top of the
It's
flu?
weird. It is weird.
That is a big time science question that I don't think anybody's
I had
talking
the
about.
flu, or no, wasn't even. I tested negative, but I had something early November, or not early, no, late November, right after Thanksgiving. Something. I was down for a week.
You always have COVID.
I had something, and and anyway, so I get through that. I texted you guys the other day. Steph had COVID, tested positive for COVID.
Yeah,
Do you know who's not gotten COVID?
you.
Me. Like what the hell?
You're immune to it, bro.
I'm just
It's
saying,
like a cold.
And to your point, like Steph was like, should I? It was like 3 days in, she wasn't really symptomatic anymore. She's feeling better. She's like, should I go to church? I was like, it's 2025. Either people have had vaccines or they've had it. Like it's a fucking cold. Like the fact that we even test for COVID anymore is dumb to me.
It is weird. Yeah. It
You
is
know what I
weird.
mean?
Like what are you trying to accomplish?
Squeezing the
with it?
lemon, man.
Yeah. Well, it's making money.
They still got all those tests out there. You walk into Walgreens nowadays, there's still a whole kiosk of COVID tests. You know what I mean? It's just another addition to Big Pharma.
How much?
And I'm not taking away from the fact that it was a real virus and it really did hurt us
did.
as a population.
Yeah.
But
So it's the flu.
Right?
yeah,
The flu kills people every year. En
Yeah.
masse, people who are immunocompromised, older people.
get healthy.
That's what set me off.
That's how you knew it was nonsense.
And that's what set me off on this
100%.
journey I'm on, that I question everything, is they lied about all of that. Hey, if you're a kid, you need to be vaccinated because you're going to die if you get COVID, or you're a spreader, and if you get the vaccine, it won't spread. That was a lie. You know what I mean? They lied about all of these things.
Yeah.
And then it
It's
comes
bad.
out, and then that was my red pill moment. It's like, if you're lying to me about this right to my face, and you're standing up there with the presidential seal, and you're making all these declarations, and it's all BS, what else are you lying to me about?
It goes back to me. It's just money. If you can make money off of something, I think that our level of skepticism should go up directly proportionate to the amount of money that can be made.
Yeah.
If you can make billions of dollars off of it, we should probably get a panel of people who be like, hey, maybe we don't trust these guys,
Yeah.
Hey, maybe
Right.
maybe you take the vaccine or I break your leg. I don't know.
Right.
The problem I have with all this, and this is the point I was making earlier, is that there were ways for people to realistically help themselves be able to combat getting COVID, right? Or you being in a position where I can combat this with my own immune system.
Yeah.
They just leaned into that. If you get COVID, like you're gonna die, or
Right.
your risk of death
Yeah,
is
it
so
was
high.
bad.
But the only real solution they offered was the distancing piece, which is just like, let's just go hide in a corner and hope we don't get it.
Let's go cry
which
over
is
here.
impossible. And the other thing
It
was a
literally
pill.
is impossible.
Yeah, we have to live our lives. And the other thing was, it's a pill. It's medicine. This is the only way it's going to save you. And it's like, but that wasn't it. We saw a lot of people that were able to they did things to improve their overall health. People who were physically fit were strong.
Yeah.
They had a
can't
good
say
constitution,
that,
was
though.
in
You
a good
can't
spot
say it.
because they were healthy people and they were able to combat it. And that
Yeah.
was nowhere to be found. And the
God.
fact that wasn't there
Yeah.
told you what you needed.
God forbid you say, hey, if you live a healthy lifestyle, your probably odds are pretty good to combat
you'd be
most sicknesses out there, like the flu and COVID.
Be okay.
No.
And you know what? At the end of the day, if that was their shot at pushing people into getting healthier, good run. Like
Well, they failed.
that's
They
maybe-
failed. They didn't
maybe
even
want
talk
it.
about it.
They didn't
Maybe.
want people to.
They want you
Well,
to be
you can-
sick.
Well, hold on. You could talk about getting into shape all day. We see this on the videos all day, all the infomercials. Dude, we've been seeing that stuff since we were kids.
You get the
Like-
gazelle thing.
How many people have bought this new thing to get them in shape? Nobody buys into that shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I'm just saying outside the box, if this was their way to make America healthier or just the world, okay, I think that it was probably a pretty good little action on their part. I'm not saying that it's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm just saying if you look at the world as an unhealthy ball, like because people are eating shit and sugar and all this stuff, like whoever runs the world, right? If they're like, you know what, we should probably do this to really scare these people into getting healthier, it was probably a good move. Not outside of just the fact that it was just a horrible virus,
Well, I look at it actually from the perspective that's kind of the opposite of that. And it's really just that I feel like they didn't do that intentionally. They could have had that message and they could have helped so many people. If that had been the message, like, hey, this is the time we need to talk about the obesity epidemic. We need to talk about the fact of what we're eating. This is the perfect time to look at it because it's cheeseburgers. Everybody loves them. Cheeseburger. I just think that they completely it was I would call it a completely manufactured crisis to the point of, yes, there were people getting it. Yes, it was a virus, but it very clearly was designed to be perpetuated to make money. I mean, there's no other way you can look at it to say
of course.
it was just a huge plan to make money. Because again, the things that would help you, they didn't push any of that. It was just, hey, you got to buy this vaccine.
It was the biggest money making scheme, but it was also the biggest wealth redistribution of wealth that's ever happened. Like the most wealth to the top 1% is insane. It's never happened before. It probably may never happen again. How much money
They'll never get away with
transferred from people like
until
us,
until World War III.
from people like us to the top 1%. It's insane. They just took that money and gave it to them. That's what this was.
Yes, we killed all those small businesses. This is
Yeah.
what the things that would have been good for society were not what was pushed, and that is all you need to know and why you shouldn't trust what was out there.
I remember
you gotta question it.
My business I worked for at the time was making hand over fist in money.
I remember these stories.
And they
You were too.
Yeah, I was too. I was making good money, but I remember my owner applied for the PPE or whatever loans.
Yeah.
Paycheck protection loans.
yeah.
He didn't need it. He was making hand over fist.
Yeah.
He got hundreds of thousands of dollars that he didn't have to pay back.
Yeah.
That he just got this loan for.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, a lot of people that weren't essential workers or whatever that was
The
classified,
people that needed it.
were getting laid off, weren't able to go to work. They got their $1,200 freaking stimulus checks, but they weren't getting hundreds of thousands of dollars that are interest free, no loans, never have to pay back. That tells me everything I need to know. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, I think when you look at it, when you look at a situation like this, we had a clear. There was an opportunity for people to make money, but I also look at it from the perspective of like they very clearly, very intentionally figured out how you can manipulate the situation
Yeah.
to maximize what you were going to get from it. in terms of looking at like, hey, how am I going to, how am I going to get rich? What are the things that I can do that can consolidate my position?
Yeah.
When you look at the large companies, that's what they did during this time.
100%.
And we also have to look at what happened to, you want to know why everything's so expensive? It's because of COVID. Like that whole situation, all the printing we did of money during that time, that's why everything's so expensive.
Yeah.
Because we just completely got reckless. There were no adults in the room, or at least the wrong adults in the room, and it screwed us.
You can't have like 0% interest mortgage without it going up to 11. You know what I mean? At some point, it's gonna fucking rebound.
We had some real problems, and
Damn, my pour was soft or what?
Bro, it was.
Jesus. Hey, mine's kind of soft too.
Half a drink.
I'm just trying to get us 10 more minutes, bud.
No, you can't. You know what goes down comes up, and what comes up comes down, right? And what we lived through then, we are paying it for sure right now.
Well, it's concerning. I mean, you want to talk about of all the things that concern me about our kids' future, it's not stuff like necessarily the government controlling everything, although it should be a concern to some extent. It's not necessarily World War III or climate change or it's the financial crisis we are in the middle of, and nobody's talking about the fact that we're in a lot of trouble.
It's
a lot of trouble. And there's no way out. Yeah. Like there's no easy way out because all the homes are getting bought up by private companies and they're renting them.
Everything's being pushed to a middleman.
Oh, bro, it's over.
Well, it's getting consolidated into a few large corporations are owning everything, and you cannot, as a society, you can't function that way. So the thing that concerns me is that, like, we've effectively killed the middle class. I mean, that's been a war since World War II. Is to basically let's kill the middle class and screw people after the boom we had. And
you got to ask yourself, why would they want to do that? And I'll tell you why.
Control.
And it's control. And because if you have a true middle class, who has the power? It's that purchasing power of the middle class. And if they turn on you and they control everything. But if you get rid of it,
it's the majority.
If you get rid of it, now you've control everything.
You have control of the outside, and literally, we talked about this a lot. Eliminating the middle class is eliminating the majority.
Yeah.
Okay? Because the majority is people like us that work their asses off every day and ignore the noise and provide for their families the best they can, right? So you eliminate that, you got one side or the other.
Right.
Okay? It literally eliminates the noise in the middle.
You eliminate that noise, and then and this is what's concerning about Trump politics is you gerrymander the lines, which Indiana actually voted down, surprisingly, which I think we're already gerrymandered to an extent, but they voted down gerrymandering it more. But that's what they're doing, right? And the left is doing it too. So don't let the left fool you. It's just Trump's in power right now, so we can talk about him. But like you get rid of the middle class and you gerrymander the line so that now that no matter how this poor section that you've created now votes, you've made it to where it's impossible for them to win an election, right? Because of the way they've drawn the lines, that you're always going to hold the majority.
Yeah.
So it's really screwed up when you start to look at it through that lens.
Well, the other thing you got to think about is that the thing I've looked at this is, to me, the what you have with capitalism. Capitalism is overall, it's a good thing, right? Like capitalism is the reason we are the country we are is because of capitalism.
It's competition.
The problem that we have is when you have unfettered capitalism, when you have no restraints on company, like you have to put guardrails up. I've always said this to every company I've ever worked at. If you let salespeople get away with murder, they're going to get it. They're going to
murder people.
That's their job. It's not. I don't even blame them. Like honestly, I don't even really blame capitalists for doing capitalistic things. Like that's just what they do. It is up to us as a society. We have to say, okay, boys, like here are the guardrails. Like
for sure.
What?
You can operate in there. Do what you want.
Where at some point in history does that come into effect? Like, when do the normal people in the world get to go, You know what?
I think it's a balance, right? It goes this way and comes
What
back.
are we doing?
Revolutions.
Yeah,
Revolutions.
What are we
that
doing?
too. Yeah.
You want to know what changed a lot of it, like the Gilded Age and all that. A lot of they saw what happened in like Russia. They saw what happened where
Tea
all
Party.
these I mean, they didn't
You're
scare
talking
that
about
much.
millions.
No,
of
I'm talking
people.
about the revolution.
We're talking about millions of people.
Yeah.
How are you going to sway if you were to draw a line, how are you going to sway this side over to go,
You want to know how?
Enough's enough.
what are we doing here? Why is this guy,
Keep
why are we
squeezing.
letting this happen? You know, like,
Because
what are we doing?
because if you keep squeezing, eventually there's nothing more to squeeze out.
The problem, though,
and
Mike,
that's when people snap.
the problem, though, is we're going to get to a point where people are going to snap, but the power is so much in their corner that even if we snap, it doesn't matter. What are we going to do? Kill a few people? They don't give a shit. You know, how do we fight back at that point?
And there's some legitimate questions with that. I mean, I think that the overall thing is that, what you have is with America, the biggest problem we have is the fact that we let money do too much of the talking, right? That's the reason we're in the position we're in. It's
Yeah.
because we allowed corporations to act like people, for example.
Yeah.
That's a mistake. They're not people.
Think about it this way: and look, I like some of what he does and says, but Musk bought this election. He bought and paid for Donald Trump, so much so that Trump made Doge and put him in charge in the administration of that's how much influence that 200 and some million or whatever he paid.
Yeah.
Whether you agree with Trump, don't agree with Trump, doesn't fucking matter. He was bought and paid for by Elon Musk. Without Elon, Trump does not win this election.
I would, to an extent, I would actually say that Joe Rogan had a pretty outsized influence as well.
Okay, yeah,
is
that's
shocking.
fair. That's
Shocking
fair.
to say with a
But
podcast.
Rogan, we can say Rogan this he's a podcaster. Rogan's worth a few $100 million, and he's not a slouch. No. So did he necessarily give money? No, but he did give his following, right? His blessing.
he just
kiss the ring, I guess
don't
you
think he
could
kissed the
say.
ring.
I don't know. I don't know what he did, but what he did do is to his hundreds of millions of people that listen to him or whatever that is, he did say, "Hey, this guy's okay."
I think he exposed the fact that you've got one candidate who is willing to come in and talk, whether you like him or not.
Right.
And there's a lot of reasons to not like Trump. There's some things I can see why people would find appealing, but there's
Sure.
a lot to not like about the man.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. But at least he came out and had that conversation.
Oh, he did. And I'm not arguing for and against Trump. I'm just exposing points
If
now.
Kamala had come on and not sounded like an idiot, sounded like someone who had substance,
Could have a
and had
coherent
good,
conversation.
and good points, she wins that election, y'all. I don't know what to tell you. Like if she goes on Rogan and she has a good conversation with him and they get along well, and he's like, she's gonna win that election.
No, Democrats
I'm telling
fucked
you.
themselves. No,
100%.
Democrats
She
fucked
100%
themselves.
I totally agree
No,
with you.
Democrats fucked themselves when they did not admit a year, 2 years before the election, whatever it was, that Biden shouldn't be running, and they kept punting. Then that they lost.
I'll give you that.
They lost trust in people.
Well, yeah, it was
and
downhill
it didn't matter who.
thing,
At that point, you put. Now I don't trust anybody you put up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Honestly, they lost me when they screwed Bernie. When they
Yeah.
gave. I mean,
No, that's a fair point.
you know,
1000%.
when they screwed Bernie and he had legitimately won, and they put Hillary up there, that makes me go, this is all FUBAR, right? This is all FUBAR, and
That
then
was so wild, dude.
and then you do it
Just
with
all of a sudden, Bernie Sanders.
It's like, are you
exits
trying to
race.
win?
Yeah, I just-
Like, are you like honestly?
it
are we
wasn't
trying
even
to
like
win?
into the battles.
No?
It was just an instant,
No, we're gonna
like
screw him. No.
random.
They
Bernie
effed him.
Sanders.
We wanted Hillary.
they
Love
effed
Hillary.
him, and whether you like Bernie or not, the Democratic Party effed him, and then you do it again.
That was
with-
the best thing the Democratic Party had going for them
At that time.
In the past, 10
He was
years.
whether you like the man or
Period.
dislike him.
Yeah.
he had
was a
different
movement.
message.
He was a
He
movement.
had a different
Definitely
message.
He had a
movement.
movement,
I'll
whether
give
you
you that
like it or
100%.
you don't like it. And then, so you do that, and then you come back a few years later, and Biden is aging out, and you can't admit that this guy's got some issues.
Yeah.
It's another thing where people go, "What are you doing?" I would rather vote for somebody, or I'm not saying me, but I think a lot of people will go, I'd rather vote for honesty or what I perceive as somebody being straightforward in Trump versus all this bullshit you're doing
Right.
over here.
Listen,
A lot of magic.
What did we talk about? We talked about even like The Rock running, right? You remember that? We talked about
Yeah.
like it wouldn't be a.
Yeah.
I'm at the point where I don't even care if you're a career politician. In fact, I think it's better that you're not at this point because it just seems like you guys are just swampy, all of you. The whole lot of you. I don't trust any of you.
Yeah.
We just need somebody to come in, and we talked about this on
Yeah.
prior episodes about like we need a big movement, and I don't want there to have to be some crazy war or catastrophe
Yeah.
to cause it. But man, we gotta do something, man. We've
It's
got to change.
clear
We
that
got to change.
our politics are far left and far right. Okay?
Too far.
Too far left, too far right. The world needs to come together and like who are you picking at this point? Because you said Bernie Sanders gets axed when Hillary's in. Like clearly they're picking their
They're picking them.
so like it's so far left and so far right. When are we as a freaking country gonna step in and go, you know what? We're not gonna vote at all. Like is that what it's gonna come down
That's
to?
what they want.
Because at this point, like it's either war or the people have to step up. Like, and dude, we're so busy out here working our asses off. Like,
Yeah.
where is this gone? How do we let this go this far? But we could go about this all day. Like, left, right. It's clear that we're far left and we're far right with all politics. Like, hopefully, sooner than later, it comes to a middle ground and we just live peacefully.
Yeah.
Because the stupid stuff that goes on day to day in 2025, like, come on, guys. Nobody cares about your gender. Nobody cares about what you eat.
No.
Nobody cares about anything.
I'm trying to pay my bills, bro.
Nobody cares about how you want to be pronounced. We don't give a shit. Nobody cares, guys. Like, it's real. The fact that we're letting politics run this stuff and minute this stuff, nobody cares. Go hang out. Go hang out with people, okay? It's unreal. None of that shit is happening. Nobody cares. We don't care if you have purple hair and you're sitting on this couch.
Oh, come have a beer
Nobody
with
cares.
us. You'll find out.
Nobody cares.
don't
I
care.
can promise you this. Nobody gives a shit. We have let politics go far left and far right, and hopefully at some point we can all come back together and go,
That was dumb.
That
Let's
was
do
dumb.
it different.
let's do this again.
Yeah.
Because we don't care. The majority of us do not care how you live your life. That's it. That's plain and simple. That's America.
Yeah.
That's why we're free. Nobody cares. Yeah, guess what? There's a lot of evil out there, and we have to combat that. And there's a lot of positive that we have to get behind. But
Let's
at the end of the
accentuate
day, come on, guys. Use your heads. Let's get past this. How long have we been doing this? For 30 years now? This right-left battle has to end at some point because it's exhausting. It's absolutely exhausting. Can we just go and hang out and support each other and do the right things every day and quit being spazzes?
Yeah.
Quit being a spaz. All right?
You know who my enemy is? My enemy is not the purple-haired person who's protesting Trump, who's got strong feelings and out there advocating for the art. In fact, I'm on their side. I'm
That's the
agreeing with
crazy
you.
part. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm rooting for you. I want you to do well. I agree with the fact that, listen, even if we don't align on all the politics, you give a crap enough to go out there.
Yeah. It's big time.
And you know what? You care. And I think that my enemy is not them. My enemy is the people who are pulling the strings, the people who are
100%.
subjecting us to the situation we're in.
They're literally playing the chords.
Yeah. What are we doing? We're focusing on the wrong stuff, people.
Yeah.
Wrong stuff.
Everybody get out of the freaking gravel.
Culture war. No more culture wars.
Yeah, get out of the gravel, guys. Go talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Go say hi to somebody. I promise you, it's not that bad.
It's not.
Okay? Because you get a little bit of evil in your life, you got to overcome it. Because guess what? It's always going to be there.
100%.
Evil's always going to be there. Okay? No matter how we slice it up, we've dealt with evil our whole lives. Deal with it. Go talk to the next person. I promise you, it's going to be a smile.
you might be
and a,
surprised.
hey, how you're
You
doing?
might be surprised.
Come out of your house and talk to your neighbors.
Yes,
It's okay.
You might find some friends
okay.
for life, man.
It's
You
okay.
never know.
There's a lot of people
You
that
might.
don't.
You might be 3 dudes in a basement recording a podcast.
Yeah,
with,
maybe.
You know what I mean?
Maybe. Speaking of which, thanks for tuning into First and 10. We appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Go check us out on social media, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Spotify. Watch our full episodes. Quit messing around. What are we doing?
Check us out.
Peace.